Hello, guys, gals, and non binary pals, and welcome to the Fae Realm. Yes, it is unbearably hot in most of the Bay Area today, and we are, surviving. I was down in Palo Alto today. It was 104 degrees. I hate
Ugh.
everything. It was not fun, but we are here, and we're gonna get some D&D in. Hi everyone, welcome. We are recording. I'll go ahead and toss it over to Adam. Take it away, sir.
Hello, everyone, and it's good to be with you again. Welcome back to Death. At the end of last session, Mother Lorinda had finally been slain, her head pulled from her neck by the wild. The answer of the Fae to their misbegotten gift. At the end, as the shroud engulfed all of Tepest, one by one, you exited through the door, passing through the mists once again, leaving that land to its fate. And the sounds of the carnival once again play in your ears. The organ grinder, the jokes, the barking, the cheers, the reactions from the crowd at the amazing feats being performed under the big top. And then as the mists part from your vision, you see all these things once again. The gnarled wooden archway welcomes you inside. Many of the things are the same as you left them, but there are a few differences as well. Just to the right of you, there is a Shadar Kai um, playing with and tending to some baby ravens, giving them little snacks and persuading them to do little tricks. They, she looks to all of you, gives a nod, and goes back to what she is doing. Litwood Market is now being manned by a satyr and not the pixie as was before. Tyndall the Barker continues to shout atop the wagon just to your left. Now, as a player standpoint goes, some of the tokens have been swapped out for new ones. Again, not sponsored, but I did go ahead and subscribed to Chepeku tokens at the tier in which it will allow us to use them in things like streams. So we're all in the clear there. This gentleman just here, this bald man wearing a red coat, is Tyndall the Barker. All right. The rest you will have to discover as you move forward yourself.
Hmm.
When one is in a room or any sort of place for an extended period of time, one becomes accustomed to the various smells. And when we enter a different environment, we're hit with the other. There was a sickly sweetness in the air of Tepest. Something always sort of off and cunningly odious. As you pass in through the fog, you get that really lovely, moist forest morning. Or you can almost feel all the dewdrops around you. The wild, the soil underneath your feet. It is much more comfortable. It doesn't have that biting, poking feeling that everything in Tepest seemed to have, as if walking on a bed of clovers. Then again, perhaps a little ruggedness is what you prefer.
Comfort, not bad. Feel nice on paws after a while.
Your paws are still caked in blood.
Just how Wild likes it. Keeps like all kinds of gunk out of claws. The Wild take baths sometimes. Use tongue.
Who had the observant feat from last time?
Me.
So, Loraphyra, that last word still plays in your ears. Mother.
Mm-hmm.
And to go from all of that to sort of a jovial nonchalance, while jarring, is perhaps welcome. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
It's a little bit of whiplash, but it was expected because we knew that we were coming to the end of all of that in Tepest, and while carrying the memory of that word is a little heavier than I think Loraphyra expected, there is a little bit of relief in seeing that there is, as odd as it is to her, joy. So it's mixed emotions, mixed feelings on all of that.
I think it's time for a rest.
I think it's time for a bath.
A real bath.
Aye.
And a nap. Good long one.
Good soaking bath.
Bath in water.
That is how baths are taken, yes.
No. Take
Tend
bath.
to yourself however you need, Wild. Just don't stray into the fog.
Yes.
Again.
the again is just
As
clanging
Drausken.
in the silence.
Asterisk, see episode 2.
Truly.
Hard to resist instincts. Crab run into fog, chase crab. Crab tasty. Didn't find out. Never caught crab. Crab escape. The Wild sad.
Drausken's going to start making his way back to the rental tent. And as he starts making his way there, a telltale stiffness in his movements is pretty obvious to anyone watching him.
Yeah.
Hey, Drausken! You feeling all right there, friend? Shouts Tyndall the barker.
I need a bath and a nap. Not necessarily in that order.
You're telling me. We can smell you from here. Welcome back. It looks like the whole gang is back. Glad to see you're not dead.
Glad to not be dead.
Not for lack of trying.
It was close. But we are here.
The end of one nightmare to the beginning of another. You have to pardon me if I've lost my taste for festivals.
Well, we're just going to have to help you find it again. Welcome back to the carnival.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, before we do anything else, a bath, some healing, a rest.
Not what you people say. Yay. Yay, good sound.
Yay is a good sound.
Yay. The wild need practice.
Loraphyra, as you're passing by, the Shadar Kai looks directly at you and stretches a hand forward, not to touch, but to alert. Take your rest, but when you have a moment, come see me. Come see me.
Hi, sister.
I shall fetch some soap and sponges.
Lynn just goes in the back. Lifts up the back, just walks
like,
in.
nope.
Yeah, that's what
It's the-
Drausken did last time.
It's the employee entrance.
Hey there. Hey. Hey, kitty. Hey, kitty. Hey.
What? Who you?
Oh,
You different. Not remember you. Faye here before.
my name's
Like,
Billard. I'm Billard.
Willard. What
Hey.
Willard?
I want you to spend your money with me. Have you got any?
What you got?
Magical equipment, items, miracles of the weave and the various craftsmen what put them together. What do you say?
Might sound good. You give. He holds out his paw.
Well, I'm gonna need some money first, ain't I?
What you need money for? You have all these things.
Well, I need it for other things.
Like what?
Things I ain't selling, but other people sell. That's how an economy works.
What's economy?
Oh, I've done it now. Listen, if you ain't got any money, I can also take tokens, and I'll bet I will make a much better deal than that last what came before me. I could make you much happier.
The
But
wild
more
like to
control.
be happy.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Now go
What?
and tell your friends, because I'm guessing you haven't got a lot on the way of pockets. So why don't you go find who holds the bag for your group and bring the bag to me?
I got bag. Bag right here. Have soap in bag.
That's very nice. Right. Yes, you over there. Are you interested in
Hey,
uh
you pay attention. Don't go away. Okay, I go find help. See you later. What you name again?
Billard?
Willard. I try not forget. Bye-bye. And he turned around and he goes. Willard interrupt. Need find food. Who here now that crab gone? The wild hungry.
Hey! Is it? I can't be. The wild. Wild. Don't you recognize me? It's me, Eva.
Of course. How you get here?
I don't know. It was walking, and I saw all this fog coming for me, and I tried to hide, and then whoosh! I couldn't see anything.
He crouches way down. Where
Without-
everybody else?
And then I saw this tinkling light, and the tinkling light flutters over as well, and you recognize one of the sprites.
Hello, little kin. What you
Hello.
do here? Where
I-
everyone else?
But I suppose I'm here for the same reason that she is. I got lost in the fog. I managed
Makes
to find
sense.
her, and then I heard the music of the grinder, and then I took her by the hand, and here we are. I don't know where anyone else is. In case you forgot, my name is Mary Toes.
Didn't forget. Always remember Mary Toes. God, it was Mary Toes.
Mr.
Nice to see you.
Mr. The Wild.
Hmm.
What is this place? What are we doing here? And where is everyone else? Where's my family?
Not know. Me hope you know. But you no either.
I don't. Although I guess this place isn't bad.
Drausken, Yi-Ling, everyone else. In tent. Take bath. You want take bath?
Not right now.
Have soap. And mirror and brush and comb.
Oh,
The
you really?
wild fastidious about cleanliness.
That's very important. That's
Just played into racial tropes about cats. Earlier, talking about not like water.
okay.
The
Well-
wild subtle.
Well, maybe when they're done with their baths, maybe I can talk to them.
Could talk to them during baths.
No,
Tent wide open.
no, thank you. I think I'll just wait here.
You got money.
Yes. No.
I need money. The wild need money for new friend. New friend says bring money for things. Great things. Want to get things because she said I need things.
I suppose I've got a little money.
What little money? Small?
She hands you 3 coppers.
These are little money.
Yeah, that's what I got. I suppose I owe you.
No, you keep.
Oh. Okay.
He make it sound like need much money.
Oh, this isn't very much, is it?
Oh! The wild have idea. You
Oh.
help the wild get tokens. He say, could take tokens. They have tokens round here. You help. We make tokens. We buy. We buy amazing things.
Okay. Sure.
You join. Friend of wild.
What do you want me to do?
The wild not know yet. Come with wild. We
no.
find food.
If you're going into the tent, I'm just gonna stay here.
No go to tent. Go over there where Crabman was. Find food.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. I can do that.
You want ride?
Meanwhile, Mary Toes goes, I haven't got any problems about going into the rental tent. That's not a problem for me. I'll just head right in.
You go, Mary Toes. I take Afa. We find food. We find you later.
Okay. So with that, let us
Awesome.
go back to the rest of the party in the rental tent. As you come in, the humidity of the room is quite thick, and you feel that heat and that moisture, and the bath oils providing the perfumed scents. It's quite welcoming after
That sounds pretty
everything
nice.
that you've been through. The water is thick with solution, viscous and salted, ready to cleanse away the day.
Well, the first
Oh, go ahead.
Lynn,
the first order of business, I think the last time we came here, we had a free night or something like that because of our business. Do we still have access to this, or do we need to pay for it some way?
Who are you asking?
You.
How?
I'm trying to see if I'm remembering that correctly.
I see. No. There is no payment for you.
Okay, great.
You get to avail yourself of the rental tent because the Raven Queen got you covered.
There's gotta be some perks of working for the Raven Queen.
In that case,
Lynn from-
Drausken is definitely going to go start removing his armor and tending to his wounds.
Okay, so you do so. And as soon as that breastplate clatters to the ground, you feel the weight come off and your body almost lifts of its own accord. But then the various scars and hits also meet the air and they begin to burn a little bit as well. So you hurt less more.
I'm gonna steal that.
It's like when you
That's fantastic. You hurt less, more.
it's like when the adrenaline wears off and you realize, oh yeah, I have like 5 compound fractures.
I
And
mean, who
he
hasn't
does.
felt that?
Oh, baby.
Because he's been hopped up on morphine, which is the only reason he's still walking.
Yeah, I suspect he's gonna spend most of our time at Carnival sleeping.
But yeah, so after the armor comes off, he's going to largely, disrobe so he can start tending to his wounds in a way that they weren't able to, because obviously he wasn't removing his armor when he was back in Tepest. And anyone that wasn't taking a bath earlier would then see just the multitude of scar tissue that makes up the majority of Drausken's body.
You reach over to grab a clasp on your armor and you can't quite bring your arm all the way around because it hurts real bad. You definitely have got some torn muscles and you're like, you can't quite get that thing. And then suddenly the string loosens on seemingly its own accord. And then you see fluttering next to you, the pixie.
Gods above and below. What are you doing here?
Well,
Aren't you supposed to be in Tepest or something?
I don't know that there is a Tepest. I think it's gone.
What do you mean it's gone?
I don't know. I got absorbed by the fog, and then I was here. I heard the music. I followed the path, and I ended up here. And then I followed you into the tent, and I saw you struggling to take off your armor. So I helped you a little bit, and that's why I'm here. I was hoping you would know more because I asked the wild, and you can imagine how that went.
That's supposed to be.
I'm sorry. But where are the people? What happened to the families? The Fae? Where did they all go?
As far as the Fae go, it's just me and the wild now. And as far as the people, young Aoife Wainwright's outside. But she's the only one I've seen. I don't know if they went somewhere else, or if they're somewhere else here in the carnival, or they're coming later, or what if they have been here. But it was like 100 years ago. And like time moves weird. Oh, I better not think about that. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. Oh, don't do that.
Drausken is going to turn his attention to Loraphyra with a combination of concern and accusation.
Where are the people?
I'm not sure.
You had better get sure. Ere we go to Falkovnia.
Out of character question, I saw what happened to Barovia. Did I
Yes.
observe what happened to the people?
That remains a mystery to you. It would. You're not sure if Strahd was killed
Yes.
and ceased to be.
Yes, and Barovia was taken over by the Raven Queen and the Shroud and is now a home for the Shadar Kai.
That's right. But are the original Barovians still there or not? You're not entirely certain of that.
All right. I will see what I can do to obtain those answers. That's all I can promise.
After a moment, Drausken just... and then goes back to tending to himself.
Lynn, for scene reference, is not actually bathing. She had flicked out a small talisman and immediately cleansed herself. But she is attending to everyone else who is bathing, washing their backs, soaping their skin, brushing their hair, like as a matter of habit. And as she is brushing Loraphyra's hair, she is going to ask, I do wonder, those of Tepest, the Fae, and the families, they are freed from their nightmare, one way or another. Do you suppose it's always been that way? Are these domains just a glimpse of fleeting memories?
I think that is one way to think about it. Another way is the domains form around the one who is at the center of them. And that creation is very, varied, depending upon that person. The people there are real. I mean, all of you are from a different domain. But trapped in a cycle. The one that I observed before, Strahd in Barovia, a very popular place for adventurers to be caught and kill him over and over and over again every time the domain reset. Like a story being told again from the beginning. How much he was aware of that, how much the people in it were aware of that, that I cannot tell you. But if I were to judge from the people that I saw in Tepest, for I saw them much, much more intimately than I did the Barovians, I think there's a sense of that weight on their souls of the constant resets. So, wherever they are, at the very least it will be different.
Oh, wait a moment. I don't mean to eavesdrop, but I was just kind of flying here. If that's true, is it possible that I've lived over and over again that how old am I?
That is an excellent question, little one.
How old's the wild? How old is Ava?
For all intents and purposes, you are the age that you think you are. You are the age of your experiences. Because if you do not remember, does it matter?
But wait. If I don't remember the experiences that I had before, and I am the sum of what I remember now, then are those former versions of me in any real sense? What does it mean to be me?
Do you need some fresh air, little friend?
Yes. He starts fluttering out of the tent.
And Loraphyra will kind of like sink a little bit in the water. She's also very stiff and in a lot of pain. Her wounds are closing up, but ow. I'm the healer. I'm not supposed to be down at 10 HP.
Yi-Ling kind of swims over, having been like the first to strip and get in the tub. But what about outsiders? You said that this Barovia had adventurers come, and there are other people who come from outside. Are you saying that once they start living there, they also become part of the cycle?
That, I think, depends. Adventurers tend to be there for a short time before they start blowing things up. I did not start in a domain. I lived in the Shadowfell and then got caught in Darkon in the mists. So I think I became a part of the story in a sense, but I remembered my time outside of it. And then I died and really stepped outside of it. But I think that if you are perhaps a more ordinary person, one without special abilities or the touch of a god, I think if you wander into the mists and you find yourself in a domain, your memories of the time before begin fading. Who knows? Maybe all of you were people who wandered in from the mists at one time or another.
I don't believe I was, but perhaps because I have more information. I was born in Mordant, but neither of my parents were. They are from outside the mist as well, and they remember their lives fully.
There may
But
have
they
been...
were trapped and could not get home.
I was as well. Cut off from my lady. And in a way, death was almost a relief when I was called back to her.
I fear that is a story I could not tell the right way. I have only fragments, pieces. I know only my duties. I know only my pledge to my lady. I know only the service that I am bound to.
Well,
That
perhaps when we make our way to your domain, you will remember more. It may be that your memories became fragmented in the passage. That has happened to my lady. She is... And Loraphyra will kind of actually glance around to make sure that it's just us. My lady is not as she has been, from what I understand.
You suppose the lives, those in Tepest, the villagers, the Fae, you suppose they are with her now?
Perhaps. The Shadowfell is a fascinating realm. It encompasses many things.
well, Like Drausken, I think it would be good if we can find out. I do not relish the idea of going places to take down horrible evils, but having everyone else be collateral every time. They don't, not all of them deserve that.
I will see if I can send a message whilst we are here, since this place is between realms. Grim might be able to take a message with a question.
Lindu, are all the people, I mean, besides your lady, like you? Where you are from?
Like me. What do you mean?
Well, someone with few scattered memories. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if you are fully alive. If that is offensive, I apologize.
We are. I am. The people of Ikath, my home, my lady's kingdom. We are as we need to be.
I'm afraid I do not know what that means.
My lady keeps a tended garden. Every flower in its place. No leaves, no soils, no stones out of turn, out of order. It's a place of structure. The people, too, are as they must.
Do you have any parents? Family? To the others?
Lynn's gaze just kind of wanders and goes kind of blank-eyed. It's almost like she's shut off trying to think about it.
Yi-Ling's gaze becomes measurably sad. Well, perhaps if we go back, you can regain those memories, if indeed they are lost.
Oh, it is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. Each of us are returning to the domains from which we came.
Well, I meant the memories part is an if. But I hope we can regain them.
Lynn's eyes suddenly widen as she begins. Something seems to have shocked her back to her senses, and she just blurts out, "Oh heavens! I have been absent from the garden. No one has been watering the flowers."
I'm sure someone has taken care of them in your absence.
But I haven't.
I'm very sorry.
I'm the gardener. I was appointed as the gardener because they need me to tend to the garden. You can't just put someone else in the garden.
Yi-Ling has no idea how to answer that. Well, we'll see when we go there. But for now, let's just rest and tend to ourselves. And she'll start brushing out Lynn's hair if Lynn lets her.
Funny thing, no one got to touch Lynn's hair during the hair touching game.
That's true.
Yi-Ling figures if Lynn is gonna brush all the blood and viscera out of her hair, it's only fair to return the favor.
You lay your fingers on Lynn's hair, and even though she has promptly cleaned herself with magic, touching her hair is it's matted, thick, oily, kind of almost twists around your fingers. It's like touching a wet corpse.
Delicious.
That's evocative.
Yi-Ling just tisks and takes up her comb and accepts the challenge.
Possibly gently nudging Lynn into the bath so we can actually wash it.
This is gonna
She's not
hurt
getting
Lynn.
in. She's not getting into the bath, but like her neck is leaning in the direction of where you're pulling. Her hair is fighting your comb.
All right, I'm going to get the stool. We're doing this.
Well, we know what you're doing the rest of the time that we're in Carnival.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm presentable. How are you?
I'm fine. Well, I will be when I get some real sleep. That thing Mother did to us in the beginning. Whew, it took something out of me. I think a good long sleep I will be fine. And if I'm not, well, there will be problems.
All right, let's pop back over to the Wild, who is over at Foodstuffs with the Aoife, and you're looking up at the proprietor of Gibbs Foodstuffs. And there he is working away. He's got a brand new butcher's apron. He has fashioned a knife and what appears to be an arm bone together to form his tool of trade. And he is surprisingly organized.
You have food.
Yes, just a moment. Be right with you, sir.
Where Crab? Crab no come back?
Huh?
Crab no come back?
It's the Wild. Hello.
Hello.
Do you remember me?
Yes. But you remind, just in case.
You're the reason I've got this business. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. You owe me. Free food.
I suppose that I do. So, here, have some. Let me see. Well, you probably don't want that.
What
you probably don't want that. Oh, here you go. Have 3 pheasants.
Oh, the Wild love pheasants. You pull feathers first?
No, of course not. Why would I deprive you of that joy?
You all right. The Wild love you. Take pheasant. Aoife, here, pheasant for you.
Thank you very much.
Eat.
Okay.
Good pheasant. And he just strips the feathers off it in like one go. He just like right off. And then just what you name?
I'm Gib. Did you forget already?
Got distracted by pheasant. More than one pheasant mean take more attention.
Well,
Me like you,
sometimes
Gib.
you've got to ignore the pheasant and be in the present.
That funny cause sounds same.
Yeah, that's right. That's
It
what I
sounds
thought.
same and funny.
I said that to everyone else, and they were like, "Well, I don't get it."
Why hard to get? Make perfect sense.
Absolutely.
You're smart.
That's right. That's right. That's why I'm in charge of Gibbs Foodstuffs.
Me like Gibbs foodstuffs. Stuff food into face.
That's where it goes. That's where
Right.
it goes.
That's right.
Okay.
Or take pheasant, stuff more food into pheasant.
Hey, listen. One last token of my appreciation.
Tokens? Me need tokens.
That's right. It's literal. Here you go.
Hooray!
You
The
get a
wild
token.
has tokens! Hooray! Ifa! Found
Yes.
token!
Is that
We
good?
on way!
Yeah. Yes. Oh, all right.
Yes.
I love that. I love that for you.
The wild love it for me too.
Okay. I'm so happy. I don't know what that means, but I'm very happy.
Yeah. Happy good. Token good. Pheasant good. Gib good. Foodstuffs good. All good. Tepest gone though. That bad. Sad.
Yeah. That's sad.
It okay. Make best of bad situation. The wild optimistic.
Oh,
Toothy
right.
smile. The wild not know what else to do. The wild feel powerless. And maybe have existential crisis. Ooh. Oh well. Need more tokens. The wild distract self, find more tokens. Gib, the wild see you later.
Farewell, and thank you again.
You welcome, friend. Me see you soon. Find more tokens for me.
You got it, boss.
The wild like being boss. The wild got promotion. See you later, Gib. Best employee wild ever had. See? That how you business.
I feel like I'm learning a lot. I'm learning so much. Listen, Mr. The Wild, it looks like there's a fun show going on. I kind of want to go. I want to go watch it. I've never. I mean, it might be new. Like a new game or a new show of some kind, something that I haven't seen before in Victol.
But the wild have question, Ifa.
What's that?
When we in Victol games seem like danger for you, soft people.
What do you mean?
Like they play games, but the games you get hurt, knocked down, broken, seem dangerous for you. How you not know this not dangerous too?
Well, isn't that what makes it a game?
Danger maybe you get hurt?
Yeah. I mean, that's like how you know you're good at it, right? If you get hurt more, you made more mistakes. And, like, if you're good at it, you hurt other people. That's like the reward.
You know, the wild never think of it that way. Afa smart. The wild go with Afa. We see show. Hope good. Hope we not get hurt.
I hope so too.
We hurt everyone else and win.
That's why I'm going to be on your team.
Right. Let's
right.
go see show.
Back to the tent.
Have I won my battle with Lynn's hair?
Give us a
So many
sleight
good
of
gifts.
hand check.
Oh no.
We need a brute of hand check.
Yeah, straight up make an athletics check. That's
You're
pretty
not.
alright.
The hair is.
We need a dematting rake.
All
I
right,
was
so
trying
our
to
friend.
do 2 braids and then like do like little low braided buns.
So the good news is you've made your way through all of the tangles. The bad news is her hair then goes.
Oh, not expecting that. All right.
She doesn't know that she looks like this.
Just tries to smooth it out.
Boing, boing.
Right. Time for braiding.
He's
She's gonna look like
Trying
Pippi
to-
Longstockings when I'm done.
she's trying to rebalance her hat, which keeps slipping off at odd angles.
Like trying to work around it. All right, that's all right. I've got this.
Do you need an extra pair of hands, or do you have it?
How are you at braiding?
It's been a while.
Well, just watch me and then copy. We'll attempt to split Lynn's hair in half and then split it again in thirds.
All right.
I'll help. I'll try to help braid.
All right. Let's
Riveting roleplay right here.
let's
You know
get
what?
a dexterity check from both of you, and Lynn, give me a Constitution check.
Straight next.
Valid.
Like, I'm being careful not to pull and make tangles. Okay. I'll take that.
Ooh, mine was a 4.
Ugh.
Your hands are so small, it's hard to get around them.
I think it's much more that Loraphyra has not braided anyone's hair in easily 100 years, probably longer. And so, like, she's trying to remember how this works, but the muscle memory is just not there.
Okay, you have to do this. Use your pinkies to hook and then around.
Please, no more. Every loop is like a turn of the rack.
That sounds like something she'd be down for, though.
I think I will leave it to you. This is not an area that I have any skill in.
So, Lynn, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh,
no.
that's the wrong window. Wisdom. My best scores, we all know. Hey, that wasn't bad. Oh, I forgot to change my icon. There we go.
Okay, so Lynn, you are able to keep it together, but for a moment, as Loraphyra grabs on and tugs, there's this yank, and it hurts. But more than it hurts, it sends you into a brief memory of being corrected and being pulled and dragged by your hair. But you bring yourself back to the present as quickly as you can.
Well,
Lynn is going to oddly briskly, considering her normal stature, stand up and get some distance from Yi-Ling and Loraphyra and just say, listen, please, I'm okay. I'm fine.
All right. That is enough for tonight. It is untangled now, so that should suffice.
Well, half her hair is sort of tied up at the end and still poofy in the middle, and then the other side is like this beautiful, like, straight braid going down one side. It's kind of cool looking, oddly enough.
Very punk.
Loraphyra will look at that and just kind of sigh and just like pull on a slip after getting out of the bath.
Loraphyra, you have observant. You'll notice that Lynn is kind of heavy breathing as she's retract from this, and Lynn doesn't need to breathe.
Uh-huh. Is there anything that I can do to assist, or do you need space?
I'm going to go for a walk.
Understandable.
If you happen upon the wild, try to make sure he's not getting into trouble.
As much as keep the wild from breathing.
That's a tall order.
It's our brand is what that is.
Long as he does not go into the mist.
I will say, to his credit, I do not think he makes the same idiotic mistake twice.
That's fair. Alright, I'm exhausted and I do not have the energy to do my own. So with her hair like just falling, like curtain down her back, she just flops over her bed face down and immediately goes to sleep. Still wearing her towel.
Before Yi-Ling falls asleep, Laura feels like, later, can you show me how to braid?
Of course.
I
I
think
can practice on all of this.
I think I may have lost that skill.
Easily learned.
Thank you.
Of course. Flop. Honk shoe.
Honk shoe.
So Drausken, the bath is pouring into all the various cuts and scratches and scars, the rashed over skin, every sore muscle. It is so incredibly soothing. You're having some difficulty staying awake.
He's just going to relax in the water, kind of scrub the grime and blood and sweat off of him as best he can. But he's literally just soaking up as much of just this water as possible. And if there's any means by which to make it hotter, he will.
So, as you are relaxing and enjoying it, and you're being very sort of focused on the moment and the feeling of it, you kind of go half in sleep, half out, and what I want to know, and what we all want to know, is when Drausken slips off into unconsciousness, even for a brief time, what dreams come to him?
That's a good question. Drausken hasn't really dreamed in a long time. But there are a lot of memories and a lot of thoughts that he's been dwelling on since his return. And perhaps none more than a sense of urgent, almost desperate feeling of needing to get back to where he needs to be. He isn't one to try and think about what's going on back in Falkovnia, but whether he intends to or not, every night since his return, he finds himself looking up at the sky and checking the phases of the moon. And so, even when he's trying to not think about it, thinking of what does the moon look like right now? How long has it been since the last new moon? How many days are left? And usually that's enough to kind of start him back to the present. But it's something that after years he can't shake. How long do we have? How much time? Everyone's counting on me. I need to get back.
So there's an image of the moon in your subconscious mind's eye that goes between all the various phases as if the long hand were moving along the clock face, and it goes faster and faster and faster as you see the rise and fall of your dark lady over and over again. Your question, how many moons have passed? How many times have there been moons with which to pass? And as the spinning goes completely out of control, impossible to track with the eye, you wake up. To Yi-Ling snoring.
Honk shoe.
I have time. I have time.
And he'll kind of get up out of the bath, towel himself off, and make his way over to his bunk, cot, whatever he has.
Loraphyra is
Please,
sitting.
gods above, let me have time.
Go ahead, Loraphyra.
I wasn't gonna cut that off.
No, of course not. But I think you can. I think it's safe now.
Loraphyra is sitting cross-legged on her cot, just kind of watching over everyone, waiting for everyone to kind of settle in. Not so much a mother hen watching over her chicks as a brooding raven watching over everything. She'll just look at Drausken, kind of tip her head to the side, but doesn't say anything.
All right. As everybody drifts off, you very nearly go into your own meditation when a smell hits your nostrils and the curtains to the tent open and you see a terrifying silhouette, towering, tall, and powerful, the wings of the moth unfurled, and then steps into the light, the wings unfurl, and it's the wild.
She'll hold a finger up to her lips and gesture around at the others like, let them rest, Catman.
Absence.
I saw your lips move, but your voice was so low that it completely cut out.
Oh. He said, oh, backs out slowly.
She'll nod a little bit.
The wild learning how to be polite.
Aww. But
Not
she...
want to wake them up. Looks so peaceful while sleeping. Pat, pat.
Loraphyra will get up and write a very quick missive on a piece of paper and attach it to Grimm's leg and tell him, go find the lady. Ask her this. And carry him outside with me as I follow the Wild out and send him flying off into the mist. Grimm, not the Wild.
What send Birdie for?
The others have a few questions that are fair.
Important question.
Yes, I think so.
The Wild help?
Unfortunately, this is one that only I think my lady can answer, if she will. And Loraphyra's shoulders kind of slump. She looks, for a moment, just eternally exhausted.
Birdie Queen seem not very good at answering. Worse than Wild at answering. The Wild know. Communication not strong suit.
She tries. She does.
Trying all you can do. No?
That is all that anyone can ask, but I agree. And she will kind of glance around to make sure no one else is listening in.
The closest person nearby is Aoife, who's asleep on a bench.
Wonderful. It can be rather frustrating at times, trying to make sense of it all.
Talking to birdies. Always complicated. Never really makes sense. Just learn to enjoy sounds. Sound nice, sometimes pretty, even if not make sense.
I suppose so.
Don't make nice sounds when eating, though.
No.
Then turn to like screaming, squeaking.
Well, you would know, wouldn't you?
Yes, very tasty. Not nice to listen, though, especially when inside head. Screaming inside mouth when not own screams? Disconcerting. The Wild learned that word.
Disconcerting is a good word.
It is good word, hard to say.
Oh, Aoife is here.
Oh, Aoife want to see show.
She looks rather, unconscious at the moment.
Yeah. The Wild not do that.
No, she is...
She do that on her own.
She is a child, and it has been a long day. Would you mind... I think there is another more comfortable spot inside the tent. Would you mind carrying her in and tucking her in properly?
I do that.
Thank you.
He reaches down with his big paw,
Gently.
picks her up by her big poofy collar, and just kind of carries her. But he walks very slowly and gingerly.
Loraphyra considers whether she should, helps the child doesn't choke, but as long as she doesn't wake up grabbing at her neck, she's probably fine.
Put you into bed. Quiet.
You lie the unconscious Aoife into one of the cots, and her feet sort of instinctively slip underneath the covers, and she nestles her cheek into the pillow.
Like little cub. You sleep. I go find tokens. Back out slowly.
Loraphyra is tired and hurting, but not quite tired enough yet to get some rest, so she's going to make her way over to the other Shadar Kai with the baby ravens. because she does not see enough of her kin to ignore one when they're there.
So you see this this young lady. She seems. I mean, the ages of the Shadar Kai are somewhat deceptive, but she has a youthful exuberance about her. Although she retains the pigment of your people, that sort of tonal hue, she actually smiles at your approach, not something that you're typically used to seeing.
I've been around enough non-Shadar Kai lately that the returning smile is a little slow and hesitant, but it is there and it is real.
Ah, you've come at last.
I have.
I wasn't sure I would see you until tomorrow.
Well, as tired as I am, I find myself restless.
There is a lot weighing heavily on your mind, isn't there?
Years and years, centuries of thoughts and memories, and then a mission placed upon me by Our Lady. So, yes.
Is it becoming too much to bear?
No. It is a lot, but I do not think it is too much. It is a necessary burden.
The lady understands and even anticipates your grievances. She knows you are frustrated.
And here I thought I could hide from Our Lady. Well.
She is very grateful for everything that you have done. And she recognizes that, well, you are hers, but you are also your own. And if you wish, this burden can fall to another.
No. The offer is very kind. But this is mine to bear. I believe there is a measure of trust beginning to grow in our little motley crew. A measure. They have all seen so much, endured so much. Do you know... I sent a raven to ask, but perhaps you know, what happens to the people in the domains when it is taken?
For most, they go to Our Lady's embrace. I'm afraid I cannot offer much more comfort than that. But their lives are... they're not wasted. They're fulfilled.
In ending?
Yes. And finally ending. Most of us have one life that we can live. We are spared the damnation of reliving. I do not know if this is what happens to every soul within a domain. But the domain, the people, the Dark Lord, they should not be.
I fear this will be very cold comfort to the others. It may well... I do not question my allegiance. I never have. That answer may cause some of them to question.
I don't understand.
No.
What is disagreeable?
For those with short lives, having them cut shorter is terrifying.
Oh, I see. It is an irrational reaction to the end of life, regardless of the circumstances.
I suppose.
Even though these people have far exceeded their lifespans.
Regardless, many can only look upon it and say, but they did not live a time outside of this. What could they have done outside of this? Why was I spared? So to speak.
Well, I have a great deal to learn.
Spending time around those with shorter lives is illuminating.
So it strikes me to imagine oneself under different circumstances than what life had given them seems to be a very waste of that life that is held so preciously.
Have you never had regrets?
I have made mistakes.
If you had it to do over again, would you?
What a strange thought. Is there some magic with which I might do this?
I hope not. There probably is. Those who are too communicative with the weave, I'm sure they're able to do all sorts of unnatural things.
There's nothing that is not natural.
Life beyond what should be is unnatural.
What do you mean should?
Fair enough. I think that is for each to decide, in a manner of speaking. Though, of course, the Dreadlords draw in as much as they do from their people. That is a should not.
Well, I think there is only one thing that any of us are truly promised, or perhaps, if I can, deserve. So, Our Lady, she so desperately wants to regain the life that she did live, not an alternate one. Do you have any tokens of her life, of her lost memory?
I do not. As of right now, I am watching for them, but nothing currently.
Does anyone in your company have one?
I don't know. We were...
If you do, please bring them to me. It is my task to take them to Our Lady. I have been given dispensation to reward you greatly.
Thank you. I apologize. I did not catch your name.
I am Haranian.
Haranian. Loraphyra. I imagine you already know that, but the niceties.
It is still nice to meet you. You have a gift for empathizing with these not of our blood. Those who live short lives, you seem to see them in a way that I find difficult to understand. Perhaps that will come with age.
I also think that is perhaps a quirk in my nature that may be part of the reason why I was chosen for this task.
I have no doubt. Well, I will be here, minding away time, until you tell me that there are memories or not, and then I will return to Our Lady.
Thank you. I will go and take my rest now. My mind a little more at ease, perhaps.
Good.
I will see you soon, sister.
Okay.
And with that, her mind whirring with 1,000 thoughts, Loraphyra will go and lay on her cot, staring up at the ceiling as she settles into the breathing rhythm that she needs to in order to reach her meditative state.
All right, so at this point, all of you complete a long rest.
Booyah!
Goodbye,
He needed it.
exhaustion.
Hello, all of the 7th level of bonuses.
Oh, dang, I forgot to level myself.
Got 3 whole hit dice back.
Oh my gosh.
In fairness, Dane, he was
See?
not here when you asked
Yeah,
that.
no, I asked too soon.
I've been very busy. Let's see.
I've made myself do it like right after the session last week, or there was no way I was going to remember.
That would have been responsible of me to do.
Well,
That's what I did.
Yeah, no.
I don't even remember what I got.
spells for me.
Oh, I got evasion.
Oh yeah, 7th level monk, baby.
And stillness of mind.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
There you go.
Ah.
Okay, so morning, whatever that means here, breaks, and you awaken refreshed and renewed. Or you're Drausken.
You've got your pegged, man.
He wakes up refreshed and tired.
he wakes up relatively refreshed.
He hurts less a little more.
Yes, he hurts less a little more. Yes.
He actually just wakes up before everyone else and is halfway through his Metamucil by the time anyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, bull! You cannot sleep
that
less
was
than
that one.
Loraphyra.
Drausken gets up early enough to get to the Bad Sleepers Club, and Lynn's there at the coffee machine.
Lynn's probably the last to get up and be like, oh, I should the dang towel. Oh, all right. Like fabric patterns in the side of her face.
You
Sleepily.
you slept deep.
I very much needed that. All right, time to get this mess under control. Starts combing her own hair.
The Wild's got that rocket raccoon, like half of his face is
Yeah,
like...
no joke for all the viewers at home. If you don't have a beard or know someone very close who does, that crap actually happens. You wake up and it's like,
Yeah, that's very true.
Never mind if you drool in your sleep. You just get so gross. So gross.
Beards.
Terrible idea.
Be a back sleeper.
No. Be a back sleeper.
Geez, it's 8 o'clock.
All right, so Lynn, you exit the tent first, and the sounds of the carnival fill your ears once again, and the whatever barrier is between you within the tent and without is broken, and you can see the goings on as normal. What is your first order of business?
Well, Lynn never likes being without a task to do.
True.
So she's thinking back on things she can do here, things that need to be... Actually, I'm looking back at the inventory right now and just realize, oh, I should stop by Professor Picali's.
Okay. Lynn goes to Professor Picali's. What does Drausken do?
Well, when Drausken gets up, the first thing he's going to do is he's going to basically get himself presentable. He has sort of like this morning regimen that he goes through of cleaning himself up, putting his hair up very tight and nice and neat, getting dressed. He doesn't have a pressed uniform or anything like that he is going to be bothering with right now, but he's still very particular about making sure that he's very presentable with his dress and his appearance. And since we are in the carnival, he'll basically strap his sword to his hip, but leave the rest of his gear in the tent and step out to see what is going on.
So in likewise fashion, the moment the tent flap goes by, boom, the sounds and the smells and the din of the carnival hit you. You hear the sounds of joy and excitement coming from the big top. You see Lynn walking over to Professor Picali's. You see Mary Toes speaking with Hermas, the half giant. This satyr fellow is at Litwick Market, barking away, trying to get people to spend their tokens and or money with him. And there's of course the sideshow, on the opposite side, I should say. And there's Isolde and the foodstuffs and everything else. So what does Drausken deem as important and worthy of his attention?
Well, the first thing that he was planning to do is head over to Hermas and catch up, exchange some stories, and just have a nice, very low-key conversation with someone.
Enjoy a pipe?
Yes, exactly. He is also going to keep an eye on the tent, both the Hall of Horrors, having seen Lynn go in there, and the rental tent, because he's planning to try and have a conversation with Loraphyra when she wanders out. But for now, spend some time, smoke a pipe, have something to drink, and hang out with Hermas.
Okay. Yi-Ling, how about you?
Yeah. If Laura Spears stole the tent, she'll when she gets out, she'll like get dressed, realize her clothes are still a mess, look around for Lynn, see that Lynn's not there. Like, do you know how to get the blood out of clothes? Or do I need to just start washing?
The only way I know to get blood out of clothes is the old-fashioned, non-magical way, I'm afraid.
Fine clothes.
I can assist if you would like. I have to wash my own as well.
I suppose we will do what we must.
Indeed.
Start washing her clothes and taking out her mending kit to her small portable sewing kit to fix them up as best she can.
Oh, that I can assist with. And Loraphyra will like hold the pieces that are cut together and cast mending.
Oh, so much more fast.
That at least I can help with.
Sometimes magic is really a blessing.
Sometimes.
And then, when her I think she has like one backup outfit that she'll have on, but it's not like they're not, battle clothes or anything. And then she'll start her routine of stretching and exercises and doing we'll go outside briefly to do like a glaive dance. Just to make sure she gets her practice in.
Okay. Loraphyra, after you get done washing clothes with
and hanging them up to dry.
and hanging them up to dry, are you what are you gonna do after that?
I think that there's some nibbles in the tent. I will grab a couple of those and nibble on them, and then head out to see the rest of Carnival. We've been sort of in a rush every time that we've been through here, and I want to take the time to experience this place between places and catch my breath, really.
All right, and finally, where's the Wild going?
Wild still sleeping. The wild cat. Cats sleep all the time. Sleeping by Aoife. Aoife wake up. Cat wake up.
I glare up at my cats through the ceiling who are laying on my bed.
When he does wake up, it's just real long stretch, and then 57 vertebrae all crack in succession. It's like the biggest roll of bubble wrap you've ever. Oh man, it's the good stuff. And then he gets up, and then he digs around in his bag, pulls out this little wooden case, flips it open, pulls out a mirror, holds it up, pulls out a brush, and just and he just, and then he looks around, makes sure no one's looking, kind of sneaks over to a tub, takes his bar of soap, dunks it in the water real quick, goes, scrubs himself up, makes sure no one's looking, and he throws it back in his bag and dunks his head in the water and kind of just goes and does the whole huge shake. The scene in Beauty and the Beast where he's taking a bath and he just turns into a giant poof for a second? He does one of those. He just gives the big shake and then resituates his gear. He doesn't carry a ton, so he can just kind of, tote it around wherever he goes. And then he checks on Aoife and makes sure she's good. And she wanted to go see the show. I don't know if we actually did do that before. So if we didn't, that would probably be the first stop. If we did do that, then we're interested in hunting for more tokens.
So last night you did watch a show.
Cool.
Give me a D6.
You got it. I'll even roll it for you. Boom! The Wild knows how to roll D6s.
Okay, so you listened to the organ grinder play, and it was very boring. And
definitely.
Aoife fell asleep within about 5 minutes of sitting down.
Oh.
And so
That's why sleeping.
And then you were like, well, I hate this, and she's asleep. So you picked her up and left.
We leave.
So there you go.
Laying child down on bench better than sitting and listening to that garbage. Why you grind? Stupid. crank and crank and crank. Wait, that's not working.
Okay, so let's go back to Lynn. Here, you enter the tent where Professor Akali is rummaging through something. You make the observation that many of the shelves are bare, and most of the jars are missing. Oh, who is it? Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Have we met before?
It's okay. I wouldn't tax you to remember me.
Oh, you're the one with the hat. That's right. Hey, how did it go with finding the pickled punks?
Well, we took a brief adventure off to Tepest, and she reaches through her bag and does produce a jar and says, "We did happen upon one of your uncouth detachments."
So dirt bags.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Do you want to keep them, or do you mean to turn them in?
Oh, I was thinking you would know what to do with it.
Well, it's just up to you. But if you were thinking about turning them back in, I actually can give you a little bit more for it than last time.
He's horrifically unpleasant. I have no hesitation about turning him in.
Horrifically.
That is a great way to describe how almost every one of them is. Though it would surprise you. Every now and then there's one. It's great. Anyway, here, let me take that from you. How many have you got there?
We only found the one, though. That begs the question: where are the rest?
Oh yeah. Well, somebody came in and bought a whole bunch of them. It was that Seder fellow over at Litwick. He came in, he bought a whole bunch of these things. So many. I'm actually glad to get this one back and restock a little bit. So here you go. This is for you. 2 tokens.
Oh, thank you. Wait a
Hey.
second.
What?
Who did you say want to purchase these?
It was the Seder, the horned goat looking fella. I think his name was Bill or something.
Is he the quartermaster?
Well, he's the latest Fae running the Flitwick. I mean, it changes every here and there because, it's Fae, So
You don't
he's
you don't supposed to mean to bargain with these, do you?
well, you use the tokens over with him in order to get other things you might want. As far as what happened to the punks, I don't care. I mean, he paid good money.
Understandable.
Well,
if I see any more, I will be sure to return them to your residence.
All right. Well, hey, listen. It was great seeing you again.
Lynn, my name is
Lynn. I knew that. I remembered. Of course.
It's okay. You don't have to.
Anyway, good luck spending your tokens. I hope you get something interesting.
I hope so too. I've got a few more errands to run. I'll swing by again if I can.
All right, bye.
Okay, you have a well morning.
Yeah, let's put you right up there on the shelf. That's right. Yep, just a little turn. Perfect. Okay. Now, Lynn, where are you going next as you exit the tent?
Uh, sh- well, right next to the tent is Madame Mildred, and she was planning on paying her a visit.
Okay, cool. We'll go there next. But first, let's go back to let's see. Let's go back to Yi-Ling. Actually, no, let's go back to Drausken. Drausken, you are sitting with Hermes, and you have both been poured a tankard of ale, and you've put some brand new stuff of your choice into your pipe and lit it. And he's just said something that was an off-colored joke that you politely chuckled at. And then he goes, "So, tell me of Tepest. How was it?"
Well, I suppose that depends what you're wanting to know about. Are you asking about the people, the life, the environment, or
Did they
the
have anything
horrors?
good to drink?
You know, that's a good question.
Did they have any interesting games? Did they have particularly large women?
I'm afraid that the only large woman of note I don't think would be interested in any kind of relationships. They had a lot of family issues that they were trying to work through.
Oh, I don't mind a big family.
No, but what they did have was some fine pipeweed.
Oh, do you have some to share?
Indeed.
And he'll turn his pipe around and hand it up to Hermes.
He takes it, and then he spins it around. Well, that is different.
It is at that.
What would you describe that as?
Well, it's definitely potent. Smoky, obviously, but I think now that I'm away, it's tinged with a sense of that sadness that all of Tepest seem to have. It's a bright floral.
Yeah, on the face, right?
Hiding.
Yeah.
A dark.
And then after a few seconds.
I suppose it goes to reason that the darkness of the domains touches even their tobacco.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point, isn't it? When it comes to tobacco, when it comes to spirits, you get a taste of the land, of the air.
It occurs to me that I'm not certain whether I'm excited to experience all of the different things that I can smoke throughout the domains, or terrified at the prospect of what I may find. However, you have keyed me on to something, good sir, that I'd not thought of before.
Oh?
I did not try any local spirits while I was there.
I mean, can you even say that you were there if you didn't do that?
Well, you see, I was on duty the whole time, what with killing monsters and powerful hag creatures.
Oh, pish posh, you were on duty. Where's your army?
Drausken kind of looks behind at the tents.
Not sure that I have one.
Then the only one keeping you from having a good time is you, my friend.
That's true. Unfortunately, that's been true my whole life.
Well, then, you're in life number 2. Don't you think it's high time that you took a moment for Drausken,
That's what I'm doing right now. Smoking a pipe, having a fine pint, and speaking with a wonderful gentleman about the things in life I've never seen before.
You had me a wonderful gentleman. That is me. That does describe me. Well said. Well said. Well said. Well, let's see. Since you came away from Tepest rather dry, I have a brand new mead. Huh? I got it from Lamordia. You've probably never been there, which is
Never
good.
heard of it. Tell me.
Yes. Oh, well, it is a place of freakish horrors and ungodly creations. But this mead is so amazing. Sometimes I really think that suffering is the key to good wine.
Well, why is it still in the bottle and not in my glass?
That is an excellent question. All right, it's kind of sealed. Ha! All right, give that a sniff, huh?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
sir, I think that's dangerous.
Oh. Well, to what shall we toast?
We're still living, we're still breathing, we're still smoking, and we're still drinking.
Still drinking.
Oh. Oh. Sweet. Smooth.
But
Goodness. As it's creative and mixed in a way that I've never experienced before. Like,
now you know
An
that
ex-
that was the same bottle, right? That I poured in my cup. Now try mine.
okay.
This is going to blow your mind. It's different, huh?
How is that even possible? I mean, magic and dreadlords and
No, but
madness
that's
and
the
whatnot,
thing.
But
No magic.
well, everything's magic here.
Not in Lomordia. That's like against the rules. I mean, yes and no, but like that's not where craftsmen spend their effort. You see, when you took that second drink, you were like in a different state of mind. And you interpreted that differently. You see, they understand what flavor really is, where it comes from, and how it messes with you.
Is it alchemical after a fashion?
Yes, but instead of transforming one substance into another, they seem to have learned the basic building blocks of things and rearranged them with our own makeup to produce different effects.
That's both intriguing and terrifying.
Yes, it's so terrifying because if you can taste something that time, but not the time before, and maybe something next, and you know that it's all a trick from them, how do you know that anything that you experience is genuine and not a fabrication?
Unless you're getting very philosophical, and I'm not sure if that means you've had too much to drink or I have. But I'll take another.
There's only one way to find out. All right, here you go. All right. So now let us go to Yi-Ling.
So Yi-Ling has, after doing her stretches, inside and her small exercises. She's taken her glaive outside and drawn like a very large circle for herself. And it's like almost too perfect of a circle. Like it shouldn't be possible. But she starts doing one of her glaive dances, and it starts out like slow and rhythmic. And then it like the sweeping of the glaive gets larger and larger, and she moves around faster and faster. But no matter how fast she moves or how far she extends the glaive, never does it her body or the glaive ever go outside the circle by even a millimeter. And she finishes with a big sweep, bringing the glaive around. Oh, nothing forever. Felt good. And now I am sweaty again.
So as you open your eyes, you've actually drawn a bit of a crowd, and there's some applause at the end as you come to. Give me a performance check.
Oh, okay.
But you can use dexterity instead of charisma.
Yes. That would be nice. So do I just make a dexterity check then? Because my performance is +0 for charisma. Sorry, can't read. Performance, and then my dexterity is +3, so 14.
14. All right. Yeah. So you get some claps. You get some cheers, and you end up. Come on, dice.
Okay. I'm like, did everyone just freeze?
I only clicked the basic die in Roll20, and it's like,
nah.
Can't do it. Stars. Not today.
No good.
Roll a real die.
That's from one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yes, I've seen it. Don't even with me.
Okay, I was wondering. So once you
beat me to it, just barely in the Discord.
Also, for those who don't know, we drop gifts into the death channel in Discord as we're playing, and Adam gets to go back and look later and see all of the nonsense that we've been up to.
My little treat at the end. It's really nice. So, anyway, after counting up all of the silver and copper that was dropped your way, you are at a carnival. People assumed you were performing.
Oh. I love that.
You end up with 3 whole gold pieces.
She kind of blinks at the coins and then does an elaborate bow and starts gathering them up.
That's awesome. But one of the coins is kind of odd, and they realize it's not a coin. It's a token.
Oh gosh, I'm a token counter now.
You could just put it in your inventory.
Oh, that's true. Or I can make a token counter because I already did.
Because I want to.
You can't tell me what to do.
3 gold. Now I have 8 gold. Of various coins and sizes. She'll finish up and then, realize that, disgusting again, goes back inside and takes another bath because she can.
Because she can. Oh, man. Those days where you take 2 or 3 showers, it's like, it's not bad.
I've never done that.
I don't know,
We could use that right here in the Bay Area. Christ. It's sweltering here.
Yeah, welcome to
I'm
an average
unmuting
day
for
where
that.
I live.
I'm far enough south that it's okay.
You
we got
have
fog
AC
here.
in all of your buildings, sir.
Yeah. I got my fan. It's going.
So, guys, with that, as we have broken character to talk about weather, let's go ahead and take our break now, if that's agreeable to our producer.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Very good. Then we will see you all back in however many.
We'll be back very shortly, friends. Stick around to see more great conversations and whatever the hell else we decide to do in Carnival. See you all soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Apologies for the longer break. We were debating behind the scenes about what the fuck we're doing now. Hi, we're back.
Hello, everybody. All right, when we left off, we were all faffing about and having a great time doing so. Um, with that being said, Yi-Ling has just finished doing a sort of weapons drill, and much to her surprise, she delighted and entertained some onlookers at the carnival who rewarded there with their hard-earned coppers. Loraphyra, at this point, you exit the tent and just barely catch the end of the applause there. And you see Yi-Ling headed back in the opposite direction to go take another bath.
I'll catch her eye and then, nod and smile at her. Did you have fun?
Well, it wasn't meant to be fun, but actually, it was very nice. And then I got paid for it. Who knew?
Well, can't beat that with a stick or a glaive.
I've not heard that phrase before. I'll have to remember it. It did. When, you're during the glaive dances or any of the exercise, and, you sort of go into a meditative state. And I was thinking over Lynn's situation, but it made me remember, because we don't really know about their memories and what's going on. And you mentioned your lady's memories, and I have something that I think I should give to you. She goes over to her bag and ruffles through it and pulls out this purple orb, which I assume is glowing because, of course.
Because of course.
It would be
Why wouldn't it glow?
A shame and a pity if it didn't glow.
So yes, I have this, and when I first got it, I heard a voice that said that I remember the first time I met the wizards, their eyes gleaming with knowledge and ambition, promising aid in our darkest hour. No idea what that means, but I think it has something to do with your lady. And I hand it over.
I think this might be the most eager you've ever seen Loraphyra, as she's not snatching it from your hands, but she does reach out with alacrity and wraps her hands around it, staring down into it.
Eyes glowing purple in reflection.
her black eyes taking on a purple sheen with the reflection. It's very creepy, but in a cool way. This is truly a great gift. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Going to clean up now, but I'll come find you afterward.
Certainly. I will deliver this to where it needs to be. Thank you.
Of course.
And Loraphyra will make a beeline for her kinswoman.
Okay, so Loraphyra will follow along with you as you do that. But first, I would like you to make a history check.
A history. That is an 8, because I rolled a natural 1.
Okay. All right. Something wizards? Eh.
Honestly, she I don't think she heard the whole thing that Yi-Ling was saying, because it was, oh my god, this is one of my lady's memories. She lost most of what Yi-Ling was actually saying.
Yeah.
Wah.
Yeah,
Ladies' memories. Wah.
A little bit of the Charlie Brown teacher voices.
Wah.
Yeah, that's right. So you rush over, and you can see Haranian looking over at you with a hopeful expression.
I still hold it in my hands. I have made no effort to hide it.
Is that?
It is.
Can I?
Of course.
Okay. That is truly amazing. Here, I have something for you. She clearly has a bag of holding that she places it into. And She pulls something out. Here, little help.
Yeah, I'll reach out and like help pull it.
Okay. Here you go. Where do you want to set it?
Just here, I suppose.
Okay. Oh. Oh, it's heavy. Anyway, that is what you're supposed to get by bringing us one of these. Do you have any more?
Not at this time. We will keep our eyes open.
Okay. Then I have to go. Well done, Loraphyra. Our Lady will be incredibly pleased.
I am delighted to be able to restore a little bit of her memory.
It gets us a little bit closer to seeing who she is, who she was.
Who she is.
That's right. All right.
Travel safely.
Farewell.
Farewell. And
As she vanishes into the mist.
And I'll look down at a bag that she pulled out of the bag. What did we pull out?
It's a treasure chest.
Oh no.
It's a full-on treasure chest.
Just like look at it, hands on hips, and then look over at where Drausken is.
You see Drausken.
So if Drausken saw Loraphyra leave the tent, he attempts to dislodge himself from conversation as politely as possible. And
probably
starts
took
making
long
his
enough
way.
that this whole thing happened.
Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah, I need to. Yes. No, of course. Yeah, no, I just need. Right. Yes.
Exactly like that.
It's like Adam feels when he's talking to me for a while.
Oh my gosh, I was thinking that.
I know this.
You two are brothers.
But yeah, so as soon as I'm able to detach myself, I will make my way over to where Loraphyra is.
I think I look over just as you're just as you're approaching.
That's certainly something you've got there.
It's very heavy. And then she'll like reach over and like pick up a part of the edge and like, oh gods. This is a reward from my lady for restoring one of her memories.
Speaking of which, I have some questions on that topic.
I thought you might.
But first, I apologize for my brusque behavior last night. It was unfair of me to be so short with you. But the concerns are real, and I will need answers.
I have some from speaking with my kinswoman, but I don't know how much you are going to like the answers.
It is unlikely to be a conversation made better by waiting.
In short, in very short, when the realms are taken, the majority of people are gathered to my lady. Their time cut short.
Yes, I assume that didn't mean a party at the fortress.
You've been. I don't think there are very many parties.
Which brings me to my next question. Your lady, our queen, has promised the fulfillment of our heart's desires upon the successful completion of this endeavor. The Wild has completed his time in Tepest. Now what? Does he get rewarded? Does he wait until the end? What kind of guarantee do we even have that there is a reward at the end of this?
Those are fair questions. You do not have the same surety that I have after well over a century in my lady's service. Directly in my lady's service. So, from what I understand, the reward will come at the end. And the only surety that you have is the surety of the person who has brought you back to life has promised. I can't offer more than that.
You understand, of course, why that makes me uncertain of our efforts. We have seen, at the very least, that this isn't a mission that can't be completed. So we know we can do our part.
Aye.
And yet we have absolutely no guarantee of a reward. As a mercenary, that doesn't sit well with me. I'm not going to make you scramble for answers that you don't have. But be aware, as a priestess in the service of our employer, I will be coming to you for answers in time.
And I will...
Fortunately for you, the person that's taking care of their business first is the Wild, and he's probably already forgotten he was promised a reward.
I can tell you this. Barovia was turned into a refuge for my people.
What of mine?
That was what you were promised. Was it not?
That is what I asked for. Come then. We have a chest full of treasures. We should find our friends.
I am deeply curious what is inside. My lady does tend to collect shinies from all over. And between the two of us, I think Drausken doing much more than Loraphyra with her -1 strength.
Drausken doesn't have a ton of
making it
strength, but he
heavier.
definitely has more than Loraphyra.
Look, I had to choose a dump stat, and strength made the most sense.
So you peel back the chest lid, and your eyes are dazzled with the sparkle and glint of gold and jewels, coins of various sorts, and a magical artifact of some kind. So, who's ready with their notes?
I was going to say, as long as we don't have to do another memory game to figure out what magical artifact it is, we're probably okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
Never gonna live it down. Never.
Nope.
Haunt us till I'm dead and gone.
Until you're with the Raven Queen.
Till we're all dead and gone.
People are going to talk about it at our funerals. And there was this one time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
there we go.
Oh,
there,
wait, in text, I can copy and paste it.
yep,
Holy maker.
there are 80 platinum pieces, 1,900 gold pieces, 8,000 silver, and 1,100 copper. Altogether, we're 3,511 gold in coinage.
Okay, but how many electrum pieces?
I will kill you.
There are none.
Aw,
I
sad.
will kill you where you sit.
Sad.
Some things are just not okay. Okay? This is a friendly show.
This is a
Knock
family-friendly
it off.
show. We do not talk about Electrum.
My hot take ain't
There-
nothing wrong with Electro.
There are 2 garnet, 1 coral, 1 tourmaline, 2 amber, and 1 amethyst gem, each valued at 100 gold.
There's no such thing as 100 gold amethyst. Sorry.
Bowl. A well-cut
Perhaps-
amethyst?
Perhaps it's small.
I guess it's big.
Big? I don't know. I don't know anything about gems. Okay.
It's fine.
In addition, there is a magical rod.
The rod? The one we couldn't get in memory?
And it is, I'm trying to bring it up here. Maybe I'll just bring it up. Ah, no, I broke it.
How dare. Breaking all the things.
Roll 20 is happened.
No, that wasn't even roll 20 that time. All right, let me bring it up. What? What do you mean no results found? Maybe I can't spell.
That is very possible. I have seen your spelling.
Is it also possible this item you're looking for is not in the 2024 Player's
Look.
Handbook?
Roll 20 also takes only exact spell.
No, I
counts.
just can't spell this word apparently.
Okay.
That was a
Okay.
valid consideration, though.
Yes. Can I... Where's the handout version of this? Okay, here we go. So, you see a curious rod that has a golden shaft, and at each end is a rectangular chess piece like a rook, upon which side is drawn several glyphs etched in gold.
You know what?
Ooh.
Ooh.
It is
Oh,
a rod of
fascinating.
absorption. This thing allows you to absorb spells that are cast at you and not AoEs.
Up to 50 levels of energy over the course of its existence. What the shit?
Now, when you get it, it is missing 6 of these charges that have already been absorbed. So you have 44 levels remaining.
Dibs? Or does Lynn want it?
Well, it's probably going to
So-
be one of you two.
We're the casters in the group, so yes.
So the way I'm seeing it is this thing when it's got juice, you can use that as spare spell slots.
Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of who needs the spell slots more, I want to say the cleric.
See, and I'm back and forth on that because you tend to do the crowd control spells, which are in many ways just as valuable, if not more so.
Right, but I also do so in such a way because I'm trying to get the most out of a single spell cast. I'm very economic.
That's true. You are good at that. Ooh, I do want that.
So, just so I'm not confused, if you've absorbed energy into this thing and then you use energy to fuel spell casting, does it then free up that space again?
No.
Well, I mean,
Yes, because you're pulling that level out of the rod and bringing it into
Right.
yourself, right?
so you're then
Well,
like
it doesn't. It still has a 44 spell levels absorption hard cap.
The rod can
That
absorb.
part,
The rod
yeah.
can absorb and store up to 50 levels of energy over the course of its existence.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I missed that bit.
Yeah. So once they're
it's right in the
spent,
middle of one of the big paragraphs. So yeah.
yeah, once it's spent, you don't get the absorption levels back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It looks like you can still keep using it to expend spells. It just doesn't absorb anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The battery can no longer be recharged.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you and you can only, from what I understand, expend up to 50 levels from it as well, because once it's done, it's done. There's nothing in there.
Which is not to say it could potentially not ever be recharged.
Noted.
If you knew particularly, I don't know, powerful beings.
We know a few, as it happens.
Well versed in the arts of magic.
Favors, mementos, fey folk. There's all manner of things that we can probably tweak.
They could probably just give you another one for that.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
one
like,
of
oh,
you can
I got
have.
like a desk drawer full of these things right next to all my infinity stones.
Well, you can have one of you can have the rod, one of you can have the unicorn horn.
That's I can pass the unicorn horn off to someone else. Like, it's been helpful for me to have it, but I also have been very selfish with it, so I'm happy to pass it off to someone.
Actually, Lynn could probably take it because I have no objection to having non-spell healing options.
Yeah, and also, like, I have the Blessing of the Raven Queen. I can just Misty Step once every long rest. You will have that as well with the unicorn horn, just, a mile as opposed to 30 feet or whatever.
Right.
And I think that's a good idea. I think that sometimes Lynn may need GTFO.
And don't forget, you can carry someone with you with the horn.
A couple people. Dungeon Delvers group,
Yeah.
welcome. Hello. Thank you for the raid, friends.
Hello.
Welcome. Pew, 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 pew.
We just got some loot.
You got loot. We gotta figure out who it goes to.
You have a handout for the unicorn horn?
Yes. It's in the Tepest chapter. Between Cloak of the Moth and Carrion Crawler Mucus.
Speaking of this, did we want to assemble the group so we can start parceling all of this out?
There is one last exchange.
I think once Lynn is done chatting with her hag
Mentor?
teacher, once she's done conferring with that, we can gather everyone together and be like, "Hi, money," and like, do we distribute the money? I'm in favor of that.
Well, Lynn, you approach the wagon turned into a little shop where it sits atop the aged, green-skinned woman with elongated features. She looks down at you, and slowly a smile curls over her ancient lips. Oh, I remember you. You're back.
Lynn is just kind of standing, kind of pushing on the tips of her toes to look over the desk and say, "Oh, hi. Sorry, I'm not bothering you, am I?"
Oh, not at all. What can Madam Mildred do for you?
Yeah. So we were off on an adventure in Tepest, and we came across some rather interesting things. I thought you might be able to help sort out what they could be used for.
Oh, you bring gifts, do you? Such a polite young thing. What do you have?
Well, let's start with she's going to reach through her stuff and then bring out a I hope he preserved it in a jar or something. We do have the Fomorian Evil Eye in our inventory, and I bring that out.
Oh, my. Lovely. Oh, that is beautiful.
We extracted this from a giant, racked with deformity and dreaming of beauty.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Do you know why? You know, their kind were the most beautiful and well-cultured of all of the giant kind. Until they weren't anymore. until they went grasping for things that didn't belong to them. And then, well, you saw how it turned out, didn't you? And you've brought me one of their evil eyes. Thank you so much for this. You are a dear.
He did seem rather boastful, yes, that much I recall.
Oh, well, some of those features run deep in their tainted blood. What else have you got for us?
Well, I apologize in advance if it seems like I'm a little focused here, but we also take out the Haggai. I don't mean to imply that we're running some kind of eye-based business here, but
I mean,
she was the one that started the whole eyeball thing with Lynn.
like, aren't you though?
Okay.
This one was in service to the Dreadlord of Tepest.
Yes. Yes, I see. Oh, how wonderful. Well done. She can't use it anymore. There's no one looking through this little trinket anymore. Except me now. There we go. It's mine now. Hey, here's an idea. Why don't I put this in your head? That way we can always stay connected.
Oh, thank you, but you already have one? And she's gesturing at the one eye she has.
Oh, you've only got one left? I didn't realize you were missing an eye. Are you?
Well, I believe you're in current possession of it?
Oh, you know, I take these so often, I forget sometimes. Thank you. What about one of their friends?
Oh, I feel like they are less inclined to put.
Oh, never you mind. I have a better idea anyway. All right, thank you. Anything else?
Oh goodness, do we have anything else?
Oh, come. You've got to have something.
Out of character, is there anything? Is there anything not listed in the compendium that we did take? That no one is presently using?
I don't think so.
Honestly, the compendium is so full of like 3 games worth of stuff. I can't remember what's ours.
Anything that's under Tepest.
Yeah, but a lot of the other stuff is just in the general items collection.
Fair.
Yeah. We got the horn.
We have the red cap.
And the Mourning Evil Eye, yeah.
I don't know how much use it would be to you now, but the mother, as she called herself, was fond of an incantation she would use at her cauldron. I've managed to piece it together. It's for what it's worth. We could hand it off. We have no more use for it.
You have a cauldron incantation?
Of sorts. It's a poem, a limerick of sorts.
Can I see it? Give that here.
Yes, you may. And I hand over the pieces of the poem.
Oh my! Oh. I mean, thank you for this. It's great. I really appreciate it.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, it's great. Listen, thank you for everything that you've brought me. I gotta get out of here. Here's like 5 tokens. All right, I gotta go. Bye. And she like grabs her stuff as quickly as she can, and she just starts like running into the mists.
You broke a hag.
I feel like 5 tokens was kind of like a rip. Like,
What do you expect
like,
from a hag?
I don't know, more than 5 tokens.
Well,
I have no
uh,
concept of how valuable a token is.
I guess I've graduated from med school.
Right?
Here's your
You
honorary
did great,
degree.
kid.
Have
Nice
fun.
knowing
Like
you.
you show up one
First,
day and
do
there's
no
a
harm.
substitute there, and you're like, what happened to the regular teacher?
Keep going.
And
Okay.
if that's the conclusion of business, we're gonna go ahead and reconvene.
Dang.
Yi-Ling's walking up and like, look what I like looks at the coin she made from the performance and then looks at the open chest of gold coins and just very slowly puts them back. What have you got there?
Why don't we go into the tent so we can have this conversation in some privacy?
All right.
And once inside the tent, distribute appropriately, where it's 16 platinum pieces, 380 gold pieces, 1,600 silver pieces, and 220 copper pieces per person. And we can discuss who gets the gems. I don't particularly care.
Oh, did you already? All right, there it is. It's written
I
down.
did math. I sat here playing with a fucking calculator while
That is the greatest service anyone can render, doing the math for you.
Right. On that topic, though, I'm not going to carry that around.
It's very heavy.
I'm sure that we
Just-
can find a coin changer to exchange it down, though wherever we go next, it may be advisable to have some coin on us. We were fortunate in Tepest that we ended up not needing coin, but I don't think we should count on that continuing.
Well, I could not have made this much coin on a gardener's budget.
You're rich.
I mean, we could just, transfer the chest into the bag of holding and each take a handful to have on ourselves. If that is agreeable. The bag can handle it.
I trust you not to run away with it. Let's put it that way.
Where would I go?
And
Really?
Loraphyra will explain where it came from.
Yeah.
Yes, my lady will pay handsomely for return of her memories, if we can find any.
Oh, this is a gift from your lady,
Indeed.
who is by association my lady, which means I was thinking of bequeathing this to my other lady, but that would I feel like that would besmirch the other. And now that would just seem disrespectful, and now I'm not sure what to do anymore.
Do whatever you want with your share. Slowly begins braiding the other side to match.
I could just hear the 404 brain grinding in Lynn's head.
Linring.exe stop running.
Pretty much.
Could go to Willard. Willard sell things.
We may be
Maybe
able
use
to
money.
We may be able to spend quite a bit of this here if we wish to. I mean, if we are able to get healing potions, that would be tremendously useful.
Very much so.
Oh, also.
Oh, I should have asked Madame Mildred about that before she fled.
Where'd she
I'm
go?
sorry?
Did what?
Oh, well, we had a few things lying around that I thought to bring back to my medicine mentor.
Go on.
And you make her run away.
She took a look at the Fomorian eye, and she was very, very impressed. And then she took a look at the mother's the eye she implanted in her agents, and she was also very, very amused. And then I shared with her the incantation we put together, and she took a very, very hasty leave of absence.
What?
Interesting.
You know,
To the
I'm not
mists and stuff.
exactly
I
sure.
don't think we're
how
seeing her
things-
again.
I'm not exactly sure how things work around here, but I think if our little band of fellows scares off any more carnival members, they might not let us back in.
I don't know that was scaring off. Not in the
They
way
get
that
new
the wild
ones.
did. Hmm.
Well, I suppose since the mother used it to drop her sisters, it's very potent.
Well, we did not get the cauldron though. It's
It does not
just
mean you can't use a different cauldron.
uh,
You know,
that
the
is-
ingredients spell like that.
we know the
Whatever
ingredients.
it was, whatever it was, the incantation seemed to. Well, she reacted in such a way, and I'm not sure what to think about. I thought I was giving gifts.
Giving gifts, giving life.
Perhaps we discuss what gifts to give others beforehand, just in case.
Regardless,
What's done is done.
indeed.
She may be
And-
back, we don't know.
If at all
Did
possible.
you get anything for this exchange?
Well, when I show a handful of tokens.
Tokens!
Oh, I got one too,
All right.
and pulls out her single token for
Me
doing my
too.
exercises.
I did not get tokens. I just got, and Loraphyra waves a hand at the,
I
at the chest.
Probably somewhere equivalent or something.
I got an empty mug of ale and some mead. Sorry.
Did you enjoy the ale and the mead?
Oh, they were quite tasty.
Then that
Tainted
is,
with the evil of the domains, but tasty.
as tends to be the case. Right. On that subject, as much as this has been a wonderful respite, we need to decide where we are going next.
Let's get some food and discuss that, because I have not eaten and I'm starving.
Well, we certainly have plenty of money to buy any food that we could possibly want. Also, I was not kidding. We need to see if there's healing potions on this bloody boat, because that will save us tremendously, I think.
Boat?
Nowhere to
didn't see a
find
boat.
good pheasants.
It's a turn of phrase.
No, it's a ship that travels through the mists. Carnival.
Oh, I mean, I suppose so. I never really thought of it that way.
It's a
It
very
is?
large. It's a very large ship, so you don't feel it. But
I suppose I sort of just thought it transported itself a bit,
It's
to each place.
mist-covered woods. You're saying this is all on a boat?
the mists are a sea that you can navigate if you know where you're going.
So is this a boat or isn't it?
This
Not
not
very
makes
clear.
sense. This hurt head. Oh.
We'll just go with, transporting island.
You know what? It doesn't matter.
Not look like boat. Not do thing like boat. Still boat. Confused.
The mist does not act like the ocean, and yet we are able to sail upon it and find our way through with the correct tokens.
Right, I could use some
Well-
steak and eggs.
Let's get some food.
Okay.
Well, okay.
So I suppose you head over to Foodstuffs.
Yay.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Food stuffs. What is that? They're written in there.
Gib,
Gibbs.
we back. Ready for my share. How much you make?
Hey, everyone, welcome back to Gibbs Foodstuffs. What'll it be?
Bring
What do you have?
customers. Ready for referral bonus.
Oh, yeah, referral bonus. Wow, you're astute for an animal. All
No
right.
business. We have agreement.
I guess that is why they call it the animal spirits.
E.
For all you econ fans out there. All right, so
Are there any? Any
I
econ
got a chuckle.
thank you to the one person out there that knows something
Right
about
over my
Keynesian
head.
economics.
He
I
got
just
like
exposed myself, didn't I?
You did.
there's
I'll-
one dude at home super happy right now.
Also,
Well-
Adam, would you mind killing the turn order?
Oh,
Oh yes, I
Thank
shrunk
you.
it as much as I could.
So I have something very special for you. It is boiled crab. You'll never guess where I got this.
You just tilts her head.
You know what? Don't
Wait.
guess.
Was it the mists?
The ocean?
There are no waters here.
So, you
It
there,
can go to
Hobgoblin, what would you like to eat?
Steak. Eggs.
All right, I got you steak. Here's Auntie Young steak. Here you are. Enjoy.
I've eaten worse.
And,
I am
goblins don't
confident.
care.
I am confident that is the case.
right, and peroton eggs. They're
I've
rather
never had
hearty.
that before, so
Ah,
They're hearty because peroton. All right, you there, Elfie elf.
Yes. I am not particularly particular. What's the special?
Okay, here is a piece of cheese. Here's some grapes and a lobster.
What an interesting combination.
That's what I thought.
Is it a charcuterie board of sorts?
It's literally the three ingredients placed next to each other with no prep whatsoever.
Cool. I'll just like pick up
Some
the
meal
lobster.
assembly required.
Pick up the lobster between thumb and forefinger and walk over to the fire where I hope there's a cauldron of water boiling.
Yeah,
It's a
no-
triptych.
and he's giving you no tools with which to eat it.
I'm just gonna drop it in and just watch it.
Okay, all right. Mushroom person, making it.
Lynn
Nailed
doesn't
it.
respond to that.
that's you, Lynn.
I suppose you'll be wanting a big pile of shit. Because you're a mushroom.
I think you suppose wrong.
Oh, a mushroom of taste, are you?
Oh no, I'm
Not funny. Me get that one.
Well, let me get you the good shit.
I'm looking around everyone. I'm looking kind of doubtful. Am I a mushroom?
No.
You not
you
sure?
resemble one
But
when you stand up straight with the hat
do you
I do?
eat?
a little bit. It is shaped in a certain like a mushroom cap.
Here, I have this. It's an entire blueberry pie.
Oh, that sounds good.
That not
It's-
shit.
Kind of shaped like your hat.
I'm afraid this isn't to my taste.
Oh,
Oh.
well, if you will not flex out.
thank you.
Boiled crab,
Dross-
blueberry pie.
Dumb.
Drausken's gonna kind of lean in.
Do you eat?
Ooh.
I have a peculiar diet.
Something you feel comfortable asking for?
Proprietor,
What? Oh, me? That's my name's Gib.
Yes, Gib. You were a supplier of foodstuffs and provisions and delicacies and sustenance.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't
I
suppose
think
you have any. I don't suppose you have any dreams to spare.
What?
dreams, you say?
Dreams.
Well, you are demanding, aren't you?
It's okay. You don't have to share if you don't want to.
Well, I suppose. I have some dreams I'm not using.
Better way to store dreams?
Well, if she knows how to eat them, I guess I have some. Do you know how to take them from me?
It'll take a little, but here. I use Druidcraft and just scoop a little handful of soil from the ground, and from it is going to spring uh, another one of those white orchid lilies. And I say, place this next to you when you rest, when next you dream, and bring it to me in the morning.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay. I was going to give you, well, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a great adventurer, and it didn't work out. So I thought you could take that,
Oh.
but that's not what you're looking for.
That's a very pure and honest dream. Think on it next time you rest.
I'm afraid I can't.
You too?
I The only time, well, I need it, you know. I need to be not here. I need to be in a place where I can see certain goblins again. I need to be able to fantasize. I have to get out of this plane, and I only get a few moments to do it. No, I'm afraid I cannot spare them.
It's okay. I won't ask anymore.
I can, I have some wine.
I think wine will do for
Drausken.
now.
Drausken will take the orchid flower. I'll hold on to this.
Are you sure?
We take care of our own.
I see.
Took your pie, so
Well,
seems fair.
here's a flagon of wine anyway. That'll be 17 gold pieces.
Here you go.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yes,
Keep those provisions stocked.
Oh, yes, well, now I know what you like. I will make sure.
Do you have tea?
Do Do I have tea? No.
No, good tea, the good kind.
Tastes like dirt water.
I don't have that, no. Where do I get that?
What, good tea?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, my parents just got the various a merchant, specific merchant in Mordant. I don't know if you have any from there. I'll take bad tea if you have bad tea. I just, tea is good.
I mean, really, it kind of depends on your local specialties. If you've got just natural leaves growing that you can boil, if not, you can grind them and char them, and then you can boil them. Lynn goes on a very, very long rant about tea.
Yi-Ling claps her hands on Lynn's shoulders. Did you make it?
I maybe have something. And he brings you out a sack, a burlap sack.
Looks in the sack.
Promising.
That's all tobacco leaves.
Tobacco
Takes a
tea might
sniff.
be interesting.
We'll take it.
Lynn gives it a look instead.
Hands it over to Drausken. Lynn, we will talk later. I have ideas.
I mean, I guess you could boil it. That'd be...
Just water would be fine.
This-
Or if you have some sort of juice.
Ale coming right up.
This would make an interesting tea.
Anyway, feel free to take a table and sit down and enjoy yourselves. I'll be around. There's no table.
Loraphyra will borrow a spatula from someone else to flip the lobster onto her plate out of the boiling water.
Gib,
Do you need help with that?
So,
Gib,
Drausken,
you say you have crab. Want crab. Hungry.
I gave you the crab. I gave you the boiled crab.
When?
At the start of this exchange?
Thought you said you had crab.
Holds up plate of
Didn't know
boiled
took
crab.
crab.
It's you have it. It's in your paws.
Oh. Forgot. Sorry, kid.
Drausken's expression is how Loraphyra feels most of the time. Just that kind of
Dad head rub.
pinch
Did you
bridge of
enjoy
nose.
Tea conversation. Mess with brain.
how would you like some exercise?
Yes.
Drausken is
Go
going to
on.
look over at the table to the north of us.
Oh no.
The wild get table.
Do you see what's on the table? I think it might run.
Going to get.
Good
Be
eye,
right back.
Dane.
Dang, son! I just zoomed in. I was like, what
Fucking
are you talking
great
about?
eye, Dane.
Hawkeye.
I was wondering if it was going to find a pickled pouch this time.
It's okay, I found the other one too, but Drausken's not been there, so I can't say anything.
I just found it. Yep.
Get it. Go, kitty, go.
Yeah.
All right, Kitty, give us an athletics check.
You bet.
Oh, I see it.
Now that everyone's looking for that.
That's a good spot though. It really blends in there.
Yeah.
All
In
right,
both
let's
spots
see.
that it's
Boom.
in, frankly. No!
Oh,
The wild have crab on hand.
It's all the
Slippery
butter.
with butter.
All right. He,
Little shit slipped out of paws.
he escapes.
Hate those little bastards.
Those were some buttery pieces of boiled crab.
Very delicious, so succulent.
We'll get this next time.
Well,
A
Oh, that's
succulent
unfortunate.
Chinese meal.
Mm.
Well, in that case, we should probably head back to the tent to discuss our business.
Indeed.
Hi, and grab.
Shall we?
Let's go. Back to the tent.
Loraphyra is carrying her bread and cheese and lobster.
Stanley did not move.
No, mine.
You have tall crab.
Long boy crab.
Long crab.
Long boy crab. Flappy crab.
All right. We'll get settled into the tent. Right. Once we have restocked here, we, as much as I would prefer to rest a little longer, the mission awaits in front of us.
Indeed.
So,
Last time, when we took this on, we found ourselves somewhat unprepared at the whims of fate and fortune. Moving forward, maybe we should spend some more time talking about what we're getting into.
Do we know what we are getting into anywhere we go?
in fairness, the last place that we went, the person who knew the most about it was not the most strategic of minds.
Yeah.
Going forward, that may not be as much of an issue, although I will say flat out, I will be returning to Darkon, and I am not terribly strategic on that subject.
Well,
Is there anything you could tell us about where you're from?
exactly. What is Darkon? Assume that none of us have ever heard of it.
You wouldn't have. But you will have seen part of what it is like. At the end there with Tepest, when the Shroud was tearing it apart, that is what Darkon is all of the time. The land is torn apart by the Shroud, and there are undead constantly.
Is
Wonder what
the
that's
shroud?
like.
I heard two questions and couldn't make out either.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Droskin was musing to himself. He wasn't asking
Oh.
anything.
Well, I just, what is the shroud? Is it the same as the mist or different?
That is an excellent question. A great deal of what I was working on when I was entrapped in Darkon for as long as I was trying to learn the nature of the Shroud, and I did not get as far as I would have wanted. I know some. I know what it is called. I know that where it goes, things are torn asunder. And
If you've
undead
made
are
no
more...
it sounds, from the sounds of it, if you've made no such success in deterring this shroud, has Darkon ever fallen or succumbed completely to it?
Not to my knowledge. I also have not been there in a century and a half. I have been away from there a very long time.
It might not be that different if they go through these cycles of you, as you have suggested. What kind of undead? How many? Do they just roam freely? Are they led by someone? Directed by someone?
Mostly about freely. There is contention in Darkon over who rules, who leads.
Is there a leader? Is there a dreadlord?
There are those who think they are.
Troubling. and complicated.
Very. But,
Eat both?
well, someone. Someone that I've respected greatly did something horrific to try and bring back the first Dreadlord of Darkon. I don't know if it was successful. I don't know what was in that pool. And I didn't have a chance to find out. I was drowned almost immediately after finding out.
So it's a place full of environmental dangers ruled by opposing factions, which one or more of them may be our eventual target.
Yes. That does seem to be the cleanest way to describe it.
Sounds like it'll be hell.
Yes.
I
And
should
it
live there.
was hell before I died there. I can only assume it's gotten worse.
Well, Falkovnia, where I'm from, is also a place ravaged by the undying hordes.
What is undying?
Those who are dead and are brought back without their soul attached to their body. We were brought back from the dead. We are reborn because our souls are still connected to our bodies. Zombies, skeletons, not wraiths. Wraiths are just spirits, but those that are undead, without a soul, without purpose, they're just directed and pushed to fight and die.
Walking dead things.
Aye,
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Not sound so bad.
they're horrible.
There are as
Squish,
many
no
zombies.
fight back.
There are as many zombies in Falkovnia as there are grains of sand on the beaches of the world.
And sometimes
They
you
are
are
an
fighting.
endless tide.
And sometimes you are fighting those whose faces you recognize.
Unfortunately, those hordes would not be our target. The target would be the general. General Drakov leads the resistance. All remaining people try to fight off these hordes that sweep over the land once a month. They cannot win, and she will not flee. So the people are trapped between the endless undying and a general who will not let them quit.
They fight, but not die. They fight that much and not die. They
die.
fight good.
The
How they come back.
General Drakov can present an indomitable defense, but every month a few more fall. And eventually they will all fall.
What about General?
What about her?
General also fall?
No. She will not fall. She will fight to the last.
Seems like problem take care of self.
It won't. Because it will continue. Anytime that she actually dies, it will start again. And again,
Drakov has
and
never
again,
died.
and again.
But our people have.
Do you remember Mother? Do you remember the domain she crafted? one of love given without cause, because she so willed it. If this general so wishes for a war without end, she will have it.
Hmm.
Whatever the cost.
The enemy will not stop. The battles will not cease. There is no victory because she does not wish for it.
No, she does wish for it, but it will never come to her. She's arrogant. She cannot see that it's an unwinnable fight. She refuses to see that it is an unwinnable fight. Lynn, where are you from?
Oh, I've never spoken of my home, have I?
You have a passing.
You have mentioned that you are from a realm called Mordant.
No, that is me.
Oh, no, excuse me, Ikath. Too many realms.
You say garden. Where are you from?
A cat. My lady's domain, my home. It is a beautiful city of glistening gold. Paved stone, gilded walls, the finest pottery, the most immaculate craftsmanship. Everywhere you look, crumbling, rusting, rotting, choking. Peel the paint, tear the skin, shorn, splintered, dust in the lungs. Hungry, hungry, hungry.
Lynn,
Always
What do you
hungry.
say, Lynn?
Let her speak.
You're all right.
It is a beautiful city. You should come during the Lantern Rite Festival. It's breathtaking.
we were fortunate enough to have one festival. Maybe we'll be fortunate enough that you can show us around the other. What of your lady?
My lady, the Empress, she shapes this domain to her desire. All stones in their place, all bricks in their place, all plants, all leaves in their place as they should be.
So
It is a kingdom
all-powerful.
of sheer perfection. Such beauty as you would never imagine.
But at what
But
cost?
you just say it fall apart and look bad. The wild confused.
What happens
Did
to people or things that are out of order?
Oh, no, never out of order. Always serving, always acting, always busy, never stopping, never ceasing.
What happens when someone says no?
No, there is no one saying no. Not in my lady city, no. Everything in its place.
Lynn, moments ago, you stop and you say getting rust and things go bad.
No such thing. Everything perfect, everything orderly, everything as it should be.
The
buildings,
wild
the
looks
streets,
around
the
at
walls,
everyone else.
The walls. The finest walls you'll ever see. The smoothest stone carved by the hands of master stone carvers, gilded with the finest gold. Everywhere you look, walls. The walls never stop. They never stop. It never stops. It never.
I think perhaps maybe it is not as perfect as your lady would want it to seem. And perhaps that will be our goal there, is to make her see the truth of it.
I forgot to water the flowers again.
I think it will be okay. Or we'll make it okay.
Why do we build the wall, my children?
So this domain is all a great city. Just a city. Yes?
With a garden?
Yes. The most beautiful garden you've ever seen. The gemstone garden. I take great care of it.
A beautiful, expansive city where everything is taken care of and controlled by the Empress. Yes.
Yes, our Empress, our lady.
Sound unnatural.
It is.
Oh.
I look the wild dead in the eyes and they say, you would not last 30 seconds in this place.
Oh.
Well, he'll have to last longer than that.
At some point, we will have to find that out.
So
Mother
perfection.
thought she could control you because she did not understand control. She thought what she thought she had was the domain in the grip of her hands that she could mold to her desires. It was not so. My lady suffers no such delusion. This kingdom is hers to shape as she sees fit.
Did your lady shape you?
Tis her sorcery that brings me here to this day. She kind of taps at the talisman hanging from her hat.
No. That
You
is not
talk
true.
About tending. Sorry, go ahead.
At the end of the day, it was not your lady who brought you back here and now. It was mine. It was not the Empress, it was the Raven Queen. So where do you stand with that now?
I have not forgotten my service to your lady.
In order to serve my queen, you must stand against your lady.
And when her sorcery fades, what happens to me?
Whatever you make of it yourself.
The Raven Queen brought you back. She will keep you as you are.
Your life force is no longer tied to your Empress. It is tied to my queen.
Lynn, I have a question for you.
I don't know if I can answer it.
Maybe not. Hard question for me. Been thinking in brain about this thing since we come back from Tepest. You ask now what you be without your Empress. Wondering myself, what is the wild without home? Tepest gone. Everything part of home gone. Where does the wild belong? Maybe you are same. Maybe you will be same. Not sure. The wild not afraid of many things. The wild get confused by many things. Not sure. You smarter than wild. Maybe you have ideas. Maybe you help the wild if you find out.
Maybe I do.
I think maybe we succeed. Maybe maybe the wild could not have succeeded in Tepest were it not for you and you others. But did succeed. Here we are. But Tepest gone. Feeling unsure. But we are still here. Not sure why. But maybe good. Maybe supposed to be. Maybe why not important. But the wild will help. Where there is strength. Where there is desire. When there is the will to hunt, to succeed, to achieve victory. There is possibility. Whatever anything else might say. The wild is... Perhaps the wild is the opposite of control. And maybe that what your lady expect least. Maybe you helping us be what your lady expect least.
I have no doubts about any of you, about the fight that you will bring to Ikath should you walk through its gates. I do not doubt in the gifts of the Raven Queen that you will bring upon my lady's streets. I do not doubt the skill and tenacity of our warriors that you may drive back any who dare stand to you at arms. I do not doubt even the wild will break free of whatever reins she might choose to shackle you with. I do not yet doubt that we would even succeed. But all the same, I'm afraid. Not afraid of...
Sorry.
Not afraid of failure. Loraphyra, you told me that if we pursue this path, that if I were to return to my lady's kingdom, that I have your guarantee that my memories would return. Since the night you conscripted me to your lady's service, this body has been shorn, flayed, slashed, pierced, battered, hexed by all sorts of wicked sorcery. None of that hurts more than remembering. It's what I fear the most. It's what I desire the most.
Maybe more than anyone else here. I understand. I am an elf. Every night when I meditate, I recover memories of other lives I have lived. And most of them are very unpleasant. It is hard. It hurts. But it is the truth. And I would not turn away from it for a candid lie.
I suppose that's why we're here. Because we're willing to take the fight. We're willing to confront the truth. Even if it'll hurt. Even if it'll break us. We won't stop.
We can't stop.
You did good, Lynn. Rest. Take it easy. Yi-Ling. What of you?
No offense, but where I am from is not nearly so bad as where all of you are from.
She's like, damn, that
Um,
place pretty good.
Very-
as far as I know, it is pretty normal.
Yi-Ling, in all honesty and all truth, I welcome that news. At the very least, that sounds like there is some vestment of kindness and normalcy somewhere in the domains.
As far as I know, just people living their lives. It's sometimes dreary, not a lot of sunlight all the time, but I think that is sort of true for all of the Mistlands, maybe. But
Tepest had far too much light.
well, you might not enjoy Mordor if you think Tempest was bright.
Right, very nice.
It is long, a lot of rolling hills. There are oceans. It's not a small land. It's not as this does not seem as small, at least, as the Tepest or the other places you are describing. Not a single city or but it's got people living in communities and different lives. The one thing I would say that is probably the thing that we need to look into is everyone knows of Godfrey, because when people die, they become spirits. Everybody, nobody moves on. That is kind of the thing there. Everyone
What?
becomes a ghost. You know, some of them are more irritated than others. Some of them are just, I mean, they just stay forever. Your ancestors, everyone who was born there, except me, have generations of family that just hang around forever and sometimes cause problems.
That sounds excessively crowded.
Well, you know, it's not like you can see or feel them most of the time.
Most of the time.
My parents created kind of a stir there because my mother can see and speak with spirits. So, she made quite a good living doing that for people and solving problems that way.
Pardon my asking.
Yes.
I apologize. I've been meaning to ask this for quite a while, but your name, Yi-Ling, it dances off the tongue like chimes in the spring winds. Are you perhaps where I am from?
I do not believe so. It is a name my father chose. He is from another land outside of the Mist, as is my mother, and they're actually from different lands. It's just I grew up hearing stories of places beyond the Mist, so knowing of other domains does not surprise me.
And your weapon. I admit I do not know much of military affairs, but my empress would gift these to her generals.
Oh,
Are you a general?
oh no, not at all. This was commissioned and gifted to me by my father.
You
He
wield it with
says,
such skill and expertise. What use would a realm at peace have for such a weapon?
Well, that is the thing. It was very boring. I mean, there are things there to guard against, but only if you go looking for them. My father was a bodyguard of sorts for many of the lords there for a time before my mother established her business. Uh, and we made friends with some other people who are not, who are sort of outsiders like us. The thing about Mordant is that everyone is very entrenched in their ways. Tradition is very important, and myself and my family were outside tradition, so we were not as liked. I mean, I was a little bit more because I grew up there, so I could make some friends, but I didn't make very many.
All right, Yi-Ling.
Yes.
I'm going to ask the question that we're all thinking. It's a
Okay.
domain. There must be a Dreadlord.
Oh yes, Godfrey. People know about him. He keeps to himself, as far as I know. We did not have much to do with him other than he keeps the ghost there, but no one really has a problem with that.
no one has a problem with him keeping the
Besides-
spirits of the dead locked inside of the domain, unable to
don't
move
know.
on.
They don't know it's a domain. They just think when people die, they become ghosts, and that's it. You don't really go anywhere. So,
Are your parents from other domains, or are they from the material plane?
that one. They're
material
not from
plane?
other domains, so they know it is very wrong, and they were trying to get out for a very long time because they did not want to stay around as ghosts forever.
Oh God, so
But
I
they
need
could
to
not
speak
escape.
with them apparently.
Well, they died with me, so perhaps we can.
Oh, wonderful.
I
Okay,
do not
so-
have my mother's talents, but
If the spirits are being held, it is likely that I will be able to speak with them. I am able to speak with dead. It is not comfortable or fun.
The wild, not only
Fun
one
for me.
who confused.
I mean,
Excellent.
if it went for my
Unfortunate-
parents, I would think it's also strange, but again, I grew up around it as well. I was different because I did not have a line of ancestors hanging around all the time because they went on to the afterlife in where they were from.
If I may, this sounds utterly terrifying.
Truly.
Well, I mean, again, if you cannot see or hear them unless they're making trouble, and only the really powerful ones can really do that. So,
That's why it's terrifying. We don't know what's going on there.
I
Well-
think that's kind of the point. Lynn, you're right. We know domains of dread don't just pop up in perfect idyllic circumstances. They're formed around an corrupt, unthinkably powerful and evil entity. Yi-Ling, even if you personally didn't have a problem with what was going on, even if all of the multitudes of people in
Mordant.
Mordant, that one, live their lives normally, something is dangerously wrong with that realm.
Or that is, I was just not aware of it.
Well, and
It seemed-
and in fairness, the Wild was also not aware of how dangerously off Tepest was.
Think of Aoife. She thought that was normal. That little girl thought that was normal.
Well, when you grow up around it, that's why I was not too harsh with her or her family. That's what they knew.
Fair, I suppose.
So then, let us decide. We have 4 domains yet to go into. Where do we start?
I'm buying lots of holy water and weapons that work against dead things. It sounds like.
I
It
am a
does
cleric.
sound like there is much death ahead of us.
I am a cleric. We are built to deal with the undead.
Well, not all of us are, so we'll need help.
Last
Easy to
time,
rip apart corpses,
We can
Last
rip
time.
whether
apart the
they
ghost.
walk around or not.
Drausken?
Yes.
last time we didn't really have a choice. We may find ourselves in a similar circumstance where the token that we find tells us where we're going.
Perhaps.
This is why I had asked that we talk over the realms so that no matter where we go, we're not walking in ignorant of the dangers ahead of us.
I think that previously we were forced into a situation because we were a new team trying to figure out which direction to go. And at that point, any direction was viable.
And also, we
Now-
only had enough tokens for a 1 talisman.
Well,
Now we have
now
more.
I think our intentions can shape where we go. As
No.
we learn more and we can guide ourselves.
Do you
So-
believe this? Or do you know this?
What's the difference?
Well,
I believe in the gods. Aside from the Raven Queen, I don't know any of them.
well, you probably have different gods than all of the rest of us. I think the Raven Queen is the one we have in common.
Indeed. But you're not a magic user. You wouldn't know this. Intention shapes so much. Intention and the power of belief. So what I know and what I believe are almost identical.
You are the leader of this group.
Oh,
I defer
gods.
to your expertise on that matter.
Gods
you are the
help us all.
representative of the Raven Queen. That makes you as close to a commander as we have.
I am not a strategic mastermind, Drausken.
You needn't be.
No, I have a sergeant who is.
Are you a sergeant?
I'll
What is
take
your-
the demotion, but sure.
Oh, what is your rank? Or what was your rank? I don't know.
Look, Ren the player knows how sergeants work in the military.
Not that it means anything, but I was an adjutant general.
I think the word general
Hells.
means a lot.
Indeed.
It doesn't mean anything anymore, because I'm a dead man.
A dead adjutant in general.
Why don't we look at what we have on the table? Review what we know. Darkon, a land beset by calamity. Falkovnia, a land embroiled in endless war. Ekath, my lady's kingdom of immaculate perfection.
An
An order.
endless dream.
A dream. Aren't they all?
And Mordant, a paradise where the dead can never move on.
I'll not say a paradise, but just, yes, a haunted land.
It seems to me that of all of them, perhaps Loraphyra's is one that we should avoid for the time being. We're still too green a force to take on multiple dreadlords.
I agree. And also, I spent a century trying to understand the Shroud, and I still do not. I want to understand more of it before we try to tackle Darkon. And I think that what we saw in Tepest is only the beginning.
I have one small idea.
Eh?
I'm shocked, but go on.
Harsh. that was quick.
Well done.
Lynn, you seem like sometimes there are two Lynns. You are one way most of the time, and sometimes seem like you get stuck in being like other Lynn. And the wild thinks maybe if we go to Lynn's home, maybe we help Lynn be Lynn all the time. Maybe help Lynn be better. And if Lynn better, we all better for going other places. Lynn, seem like you need help. You help the wild. The wild want help you too.
I think that is very well said.
A shockingly astute and insightful comment with the wild. Well done.
Loraphyra hides a chuckle behind her hand.
The wild say thank you.
With the most graceful of curtsies.
You may well be right. You may help me find what I'm looking for. Inevitably what I need. What if the mists take me?
They not take you without a fight.
That's he said.
And you know, we are good at fight.
You are one of us now, Lynn. We will not let you go so easily.
Everyone is talking about where they will belong after we finish our missions, and I think we will belong together.
Much change happening. Change scary. Not like change. Easy when things are same. Easy to understand. Easy to hunt. Easy to know what to expect. Hard to go into unknown. But did it once, you did. Maybe do it again.
And at the end of it all, change is the only truth.
And it not boring.
It's true. Very true.
There it is.
So we make ourselves stronger, and I think then we try to get more information.
Indeed.
On the places we don't know about. There is a person where I am from who also has traveled the lands, and he may be able to help. He
So
Dr.
then.
Van Richten. So
Oh, I?
he has traveled, he knows much. Could probably tell us about Darkon and what the Shroud is, perhaps.
What he knows of it, at least. So then. Ikath?
Ikath?
How is it pronounced, Lynn?
Ikath?
Ikath.
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 Not a name of our mother language, borrowed from somewhere, somewhen. Whatever dream came to our empress and granted the name to her kingdom.
Ikath.
The wild says yes.
The number of carnival tokens we have, perhaps we can get many tokens at once and then talismans, and choose where we go.
Potentially. I do believe, though, that we need to stock up healing potions for the love of the gods.
Mm-hmm.
Healing potions because we don't always have the love of the gods.
Mm.
True.
I like knowing that you all can write yourselves without having to rely on either Lynn or I. Oh, speaking of, I'll hand Lynn the unicorn horn.
Oh, you're giving this to me. Oh, I see. Thank you.
I am. And I'm keeping this, and Loraphyra will twirl the other rod that we have obtained.
It's a very pretty scepter.
My lady sent it. It absorbs spells.
This is very useful.
Very.
So then, we have a plan. We have a destination. All we need do is provision ourselves, and we can resume our mission.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yes. Let us go
I like
shopping.
Shopping episode!
One question.
Aye.
What happened? What happened with Aoife and the Fae that follow us here? They stay here?
They will stay here.
They safe?
They're not coming with us to another domain.
As safe as any domain is, I suppose. Could they stay with your people, Loraphyra?
It is not well equipped for people who are not Shadarkai. This may be the safest place for them to be.
Drausken, you spend time with Big Giant, yes?
Yes.
You think maybe you talk to him, he look after them?
We can pursue that conversation.
Thank you.
They will be safe here.
course.
As safe as
Those
anyone can
words
be.
sound weird in mouth. Oh, thank you.
Get used to them.
Trying.
I see.
I could not fathom what would even breach these gates that would pose a threat to anyone.
Besides the oddities that are within. So then, let us provision ourselves, rest, and be ready to set out for Ikath soon.
And that's all the time we have for tonight.
Saw Adam start to speak up like 4 times.
I know. I'm
I
sorry.
We had that momentum going, man.
Andrew's
Also
like,
groove.
let's make sure that we are done at 10:30. But also, I have another question.
But also, I want to do all this shit.
Good looking out, man. You protect me from myself.
No one can do that, my friend.
It's its own domain of dread.
Truly. Adam, any final thoughts, my friend?
No. Thank you, everyone. Good job.
Thank you all so much for joining us this week. We will continue next week as we provision up and prepare to head into the next domain of dread. It will be fascinating, terrifying. Looking forward to it. I have some work to do on the music this week, so we will see you all next time. Check out the Discord for information about what else is going on this week. I'm diving into the Five Nights at Freddy's games this week, which very excited. And thank you all so much, and we will see you all next time. Good night.